Hey, what's going on to all of my Virgos out there? So let's get into it. Let's shuffle up these cards. Let's give you your reading. So, all right. So let's see what the Virgos have got. I also put some more of the wall foam, like I said I would. Um, there you go. You know what I mean? Therefore, making the room more quiet. But so for you Virgos, you have the World, the Page of Pentacles, the Three of Pentacles, the Two of Cups, the Eight of Cups, Two of Wands, Page of Wands, the Seven of Swords, the Queen of Cups, and last but not least, we have the Six of Wands. Okay, so the world is all about your own perspective on um just dating and overall your overall life, you know. But a lot of you Virgos are looking at things from the bigger picture, right? A lot of Virgos have problems with mating and dating because Virgos have a serious uh, situation going on when it comes to uh, relationships. When it comes to getting them, usually when it comes to Virgos getting themselves into relationships, it usually never ends up that way, and it seems like it's some sort of like you know what I mean, some sort of pattern, and it is, and there's a reason for that. It's because Venus falls in Virgo, which means that it's at its lowest point, right? But then in Pisces, it's exalted, which means that it's at its highest point in the sky. So two extremes. Virgo is the exact opposite zodiac sign of Pisces. So the Page of Pentacles and the Three of Pentacles, right, is about how, you know, it's about how a lot of people, how do I say, um the way that your love life has changed, and people are now starting to approach you with the level of respect and a level of wanting to actually get to know you, and they actually take you seriously, because Virgo is kind of one of those zodiac signs where, kind of in addition to the Hermit, right, major arcana, it could also be seen as the Fool, and right, the Fool, major arcana. And a lot of times people misinterpret the Fool and they think, I don't have to take you seriously, I don't have to, interact with you that kind of way. But then when it is that you Virgos have left, that's where the importance of you Virgos had really come into place, because now this person begins to understand that you Virgos just wasn't around just to say, hey, don't do this, don't do that, hey, don't do this. It was more so a situation for a lot of you Virgos where they started to understand your importance now that you're not there anymore in their life. And this is why the reputation with you Virgos stands whenever it is that you leave or you're not there. Because a lot of times Virgo is that zodiac sign that gets talked about quite well when they're not even around anymore. When the Virgos are in the person's face, like, hey, you need to really take me seriously. You need to you need to not waste my time. You really need to take me seriously. People are like, yeah, whatever. Then when the Virgos are not in their lives anymore, now it's a situation where the person is like, the Virgo really did say this. They really did predict this. They really did say this. Why did I go along with this? Why did I go along with this ideology that I should treat the Virgo like trash? What did I think was going to happen? But to move forward, the Two of Cups, though, the Two of Cups is about So you Virgos are still continuing to get to know other people. It's just that now a lot of you of Virgos are actually getting more of what it is that you want, because it usually takes Virgo a long time for us to actually start getting what it is that we want in a relationship. And what I mean by that is for us to go through many people, right? Because usually Virgos have a lot of dating experience because we have to, due to the fact that we interact with so many people who end up being dysfunctional. We end up having to date a lot of people, you know. Usually, I'm not saying every single time, but usually, right? That's usual for a Virgo, because we end up having to, like I said, to date a lot of people due to the fact that a lot of people don't know how to act. So we end up having to be like, nah, you're not the right one. So I gotta go get to know all these different people, because those people don't know how to act as well. Those people kind of tripping on certain things themselves, or they're kind of delusional on certain things themselves. They're overly preoccupied and worried about different things, trying to keep up with the Joneses, not even realizing. And this is why it is I say that everybody gonna have to stop getting so caught up with competition, is because you want to know what's the catch 22. You can't keep up with the Joneses. Who is the Joneses? The Joneses is the financially rich and successful individual that has certain privileges at the current level that you are. Unless you're rich and unless you're able to keep up with them, that's the catch. You're not going to be able to keep up with them. But see, that's the catch in it, right? It's only that type of knowledge is only reserved for the people who understand the loophole in it. Like, oh, like, I'm not going to be able to keep up with the Joneses. Why? Because I'm this class and the Joneses is rich. They're stinking rich. So you asking me to keep up with them as far as as far as stuff and the things that they can financially afford? No. But see, that's what a lot of people are caught up into, right? Because Virgo doesn't get along with Venus, because Venus, like I said, it's at its lowest point in Virgo. That's why it says it falls. But what you don't understand is that that's how the rise happens. You have to be at the point where you are low and you don't think any good is going to come out of the situation for it to actually rise higher than where it was before and maintain that level of height. So Virgo actually represents just before it begins to rise, and the desire to rise higher. That's also the seed in Virgo that represents that perfection, that excellence, rising itself forward or up, I should say. Or, you know. But the Eight of Cups now represents this being a situation for you where the Eight of Cups is, so now you have a whole new mentality and a whole new attitude as to how you engage other people. The Two of Wands represents how, if something doesn't work out, I just see, like I said, a lot of you Virgos being like, you don't really care that much, being caught up in it. The Page of Wands represents you being in a situation where the Page of Wands is that you're kind of quick to leave people who act like they're so fancy and they have all this amount of money and they're better than you. because a lot of you Virgos have seen it before. I've seen it before. Like, do you know that I tell people do you know that I've seen all of the delusions that people can play, all of the delusions, and they already supposed to know. Like, that's why it is I don't play any games, because I've seen all of the delusions that a person could ever potentially put up there, all of them. Like, there's not a single one that surprises me, all of them. And do you know that sometimes the people who I'm trying to get to know, right? If I'm outside and I walk up to any one of them and I say what up, you know that they're still trying to play. You know that they're still trying to play that. It just looks like it to me. You know how it looks like. It's like, what are you doing? And I could tell that they trying too hard, because and then not only that too, but people who play those types of delusions, they all think that they're doing something differently, right? That they're changing it. It's like, no, you're not. The Seven of Swords represents this being a situation for you where, the Seven of Swords just represents the hard work that a lot of you Virgos have had to do to get here. And how now that you have a strong grasp of that understanding, nothing can really convince you of that you're not doing well. Because if anybody tries to convince you that you're not that fly, you're not that hot, you're not that attractive, you're not that this, you're not that, it's okay, because you never called yourself that anyway. So they put themselves out there on Front Street. They essentially, they put themselves out there. They told off on themselves, because a lot of you Virgos never said. Because see, that's one of the secrets of Virgo. Virgo actually goes through a very rough period in their life, or a rough time in their life, where Virgos actually consider themselves unattractive, and they try to hide. They try to hide themselves away in their clothes. And that's something that a lot of people don't get. They think, oh, I'm gonna call you unattractive, I'm gonna call you this, I'm gonna call you that. It's like, listen, Virgo, again, this Virgos have already told themselves that there is no antic that you can run, especially if the Virgo knows this, right? Now, the only type of Virgo that you can run those types of antics with are the Virgo who has not come across that yet, because because due to lack of experience, or they're just not learning from their lessons. But the Queen of Cups and the Six of Wands represents you Virgos being in a position where, so what does this mean for you as far as dating is concerned? You will continue to date, but you will know who's who. So you will know what it looks like when someone is essentially not really being uh willing to date truthfully. And if they're just trying to get you caught up uh in what they've got going on, and you're not getting anything that you want out of a relationship. The Six of Wands, and if and when you Virgos decide to leave, they'll more than likely have the same situation where they'll understand how important you were. And it's not about, and what makes it even more valuable is that it's not about the Virgos pumping themselves up, or promoting themselves, or talking about themselves like they're so important. What it is that people will understand the value in someone making themselves available to you, when they're like, hey, What can I do to cheer you up? You want to hang out? I'm calling you to find out, or I'm texting you to find out how you doing. This, that, the third. When people don't have that in their life anymore, now it's like, when they deal with those types of people who end up being sharks, now they got to deal with those types of people where it's like, you didn't want to hang out with the Virgos who was calling you to find out if you were doing okay, this, that, the third. No, you wanted to hang out with the type of people who, can keep up with you. So now that shark mentality, right, has met a person who has that shark mentality. So what are you going to do now? So now it's like, this person actually cared about me and I ran them off because I was too busy being caught up with my delusions, trying to be fly, trying to be in competition, trying to showboat on the same person who I was supposed to be in a relationship with. What sense does that make? What value does that bring to the table? Voila. That sums that up. Let's clarify the Queen of Cups. The Knight of Cups, Four of Cups, King of Swords, Knight of Pentacles. To clarify the Queen of Cups. The Knight of Cups, Four of Cups, you allowing yourself to still love, still try to get to know people, putting yourselves out there on Front Street, getting to know people. If they refuse, you just decide to go on about your business and continue to look. No harm, no foul. Very good, Virgos. Very good. Let's clarify the Six of Wands now. So, clarify the Six of Wands for you, Virgos. You have the Death, the Eight of Wands, the Chariot, the Hierophant. You know that you're getting closer and closer to meeting people that are correct for you, that are right for you. The Eight of Wands, all it is that you have to do is keep leaving the people that are dysfunctional and, caught up with competition and caught up with keeping up with the Joneses, which they'll never be able to actually keep up. That's the catch-22 of it. The Eight of Wands, you be honest with yourself. The Chariot, you slow down when it's time for you to slow down. The Hierophant, and pay attention to what's going on around you and make the proper adjustments along the way, as I know you Virgos can. But that's pretty much it, though. Comment on the video, like the video, subscribe to the YouTube channel, share the video. Trying to make this YouTube channel grow to 10,000 subscribers by the end of June 2023. Hit that subscribe button, hit the like button, hit the notification bell, set the notification bell to all so you can be notified whenever I drop these videos. I also said that I was going to help y'all out. I meant it. So what you want to do is just to kind of drop some more hints in these videos right here at the end, just in case if you've made it to the end. But what you want to do is, if you want some sort of financial success and financial freedom, right? First and foremost, why it is I kept saying that you have to learn to stop trying to keep up with the Joneses, or they're never gonna be able to keep up with the Joneses, is because one of the ways on how you set yourself free financially and all other ways is to, number one, stop comparing yourself to other people, i.e., over competition. And number two, is actually a process of letting go of the things that you don't need, i.e., becoming more of a minimalist. That will also help you free yourself up financially, as well as mentally, as well as physically, because you won't be attached to so many things. And the things that you are attached to, it'll make sense and it'll be very important to you because you'll know why and where everything is. That's it. Peace.